and welcome to Hashtag Toe to Toe. My name is Leanne Johnson-Anderson and I am joined as always by Spencer Fearon and this week the destroyer Conor Benn. Conor, thank you for coming in. Obviously you were on the Bullioni Summers undercard last Saturday. You've been out the ring for a few months. How happy were you with your performance?
Definitely, I think it's my best performance to date. You know, I've been working, I've been grafting, and you know, Saturday you lot saw what the 8 months of hard graft has done. So you know, it's definitely paid off, and by far the best thing that's happened to me.
Right. You were showing a lot of head movement in that fight, right? I've never seen you be so fleet-footed. I don't know if you was watching your dad, was it? Your dad made a defense of his super middleweight title in '94 against a guy called Henry Wolf, who was unbeaten at the time. And your dad amazed people because he boxed in that fight. Did you watch kind of that? Because that is the best I've seen you fight.
No, I was watching more the rigging down on the Lomachenkos.
Yeah?
You know, I just want to change it up a little bit. You know, like at the beginning they were saying, oh, you fight exactly like your dad. Well, I think now I'm developing my own style.
Yeah.
You know, I was feinting, nicking my breathers, you know, putting my hand out, stopping him from reach, you know, doing the little shoulder roll. You know, it's all coming together and, you know, I'm taking bits of what I like and to develop my own style.
That was really good, trust me.
You know, and you know, straight right down the middle. You know, I'm learning about the game and, you know, all these things, I wouldn't have been able to do that before.
Yeah.
You know, that's why this journey is so exciting, is because I've started from the bottom, from a little kid with some madness that was going on with my hair, you know, to now, you know, developing as a man real quick.
Yeah, I can see that.
And people judge me as I'm a 26, 27-year-old, but they're just forgetting I'm only 20.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, wait till the time comes, it will all come in due timing.
Yeah.
Got a lot of tweets to get through. So the first one is for you, Conor. Scott Kenyon has asked, Conor, what's your favourite part of training? Running, hitting bags, weights or sparring?
I heard it was drinking coffee, that's all I'm saying. That's what I heard, it was drinking coffee.
That's on the side. I'd have to say the running, because when I go on my runs, I have a lot of time to think. You know, I don't always run with music, you know, but when I don't, you know, it's thinking. You know, it's where am I going with my life and what am I doing and, you know, what am I going to do after this fight? How am I going to come across this fight? And, you know, there's so many things I can think about, like my own time when I'm on the road.
What part don't you like? What's the worst part?
The 6 a.m. road runs, the sprints with the boys, because there's always the competition. You know, there's always, oh, I've got to keep up, I better not come last. I better beat my time from last week. And, you know, you start thinking all them things. That's probably the worst. But then I've got to accept the fact I've got to deal with that for the next, like, 10, 15, 20 years of my life. So, you know,
Does your dad ever join you?
So for the morning sprints?
Yeah.
Are you mad? Listen, there's no way he's getting up at that time for nobody. I don't think you could put a meal in the bank. He ain't getting up at 6 a.m. to do the sprints with us lads.
Norman Barton at NC Barton, is your immediate future at 147 or can you still do 140 if the right fight materialises? I
think I could definitely do 140 if the right fight came. You know, I made 147 easy for this fight. I think I was 146, 145. So yeah, 140 is definitely doable. I'm just learning about my own body. When I first turned pro, I struggled to make 145. I struggled hard. And now I made it no problem. And I had to weigh in the next day because I had a change of opponent. I had to weigh in the next day. I had a nice meal and I still weighed 147 somehow.
Were you worrying about weighing in the next day at all?
Well, normally I blow up quite big. I blow up to about 11 stone something. Whereas, you know, I was weighed exactly the same the following day just simply because my diet this whole camp has been so spot on.
Right. Anton Derricotte, how many fights do you think it'll be before you get a British title shot?
Do you know, it depends on my performances. I mean, you know, forget my opponent on Saturday. Look at the way I performed and you know, worked on all my skills, my slipping, my rolling, my counter shots. You know, my coming forward shots, and you know the way I finish my opponent. That's what you look at. Forget the level of opponent because you can put me in with whoever, you're still going to get caught with that left hook. You're still going to get caught with that right hand. Do you know what I mean? So it depends on my performances. Let's see after another 6 performances how I perform and whether I can still perform the same.
Philip Campbell at Philip Campbell, who other than your dad was your boxing inspiration growing up?
Probably Rick Hatton and Mike Tyson. Yeah, Rick Hatton was a savage. Like I threw that left hook that finished off my opponent. He threw exactly a leaping left hook in one of his fights. I can't remember what fight it was, and it was the exact same result. And yeah, you know, Ricky Hatton taught me a lot, and it was a privilege to train with him when I trained with him. You know, he taught me a lot. He did.
Paul, Altai, Paul. Who in the Sims gym trains the hardest, and who's the biggest joker?
When you mean biggest joker, what do you mean?
Comedian.
I'll probably have to go horror on that one.
Yeah, he's got to be up there.
Yeah, definitely OD. Hardest trainer, probably Ricky Burns.
Everybody says that, so that's nothing new.
Ricky Burns.
Can't
is a
fault
demon
him, can
trainer.
you?
Mind you, OD's sort of taken his role. Like OD's starting to do that extra run, that extra sprint than us lot. You know, he was sparring 15 rounds the other day.
Yeah, he's got a very big fight on the weekend. So
Well, that's it. So, So I doubt it'll go 15, 12 rounds. You know, but OD's prepared hard for this fight, and yeah, Ricky Burns and OD are the hardest probably trainers, apart from myself.
How do you think O'Hara will get on this weekend?
You know what, I like Josh Taylor, but listen, I've sparred OD. You know, my first sparring session when I first come down to the Matchroom gym was with OD, and we had an absolute
that's on YouTube, that spar, right?
Yeah, we had an
tear-up.
absolute scrap. And, you know, sparring him now, he's changed so much. His power, listen, he can whack. When I mean he can whack, I mean it don't look like he can whack, but he can whack. When he throws out this slapping left hook, listen, it is a thud. It is a powerful punch, and I don't think it will go past 6 rounds.
Spencer, what do you think on that fight?
I think it's a great fight.
Yeah.
And it all depends how O'Hara actually mentally acclimatizes to being the away fighter. If the crowd don't get to him, it's a pretty even fight. But you say skill set wise, that because O'Hara's so awkward and gangly, that we don't really appreciate his skills. But he's very. I've known O'Hara for that. Yeah, he's unpredictable. So it's a pick'em fight, but I would like to side with O'Hara for the simple fact I've known him since he's been a baby. You know what I mean? And he gets emotional about what things I say about him as well. So I've got, it's a hard fight, but O'Hara on his right mindset, and like Conor can tell you, that guy's a demon, man. So maybe slightly just tipping him to pull it off. But he's got to have the right mindset, because that Scottish crowd get to him. Do you know what I mean? And O'Hara can be a bit nuts sometimes.
I can't see anyone. See, with OD, when I spar him, I'm probably the most explosive, very rapid fighter. If I'm not rapid, if I'm having a slightly off day, listen, he gives you a pasting. I'm telling you, and you know, you've got to be rapid to get to him. And you know what, if you even make a mistake of falling in or you know, keeping your hands down, you get hit hard, and you know, that throw Taylor off guard. Because you can't prepare yourself for that gangly. You can't prepare yourself for that awkwardness. You think you're going there and you think, oh, why are you not slipping his jab? You can't see his bloody jab. Flips it up from up there, and you know, he's got you halfway across the ring. You know, so that's my prediction.
K10 has asked you, are you eyeing up a domestic clash against Josh Kelley?
Josh Kelley, he's a decent fighter, but I think after that fight I'll be called PPB, Pretty Boy Ben. So, but yeah, you know, that's definitely one for down the line. And you know, he's been in the GB team, etc. And you know, I've just come along, and for people to think he'd be a good fight already, let's wait and see.
Okay, Darren Johns, where does Manny Pacquiao rank in all-time great welterweights, and does Saturday's loss tarnish his record? Spencer, you can start us off on this one.
Yes, I can. No, Saturday's loss doesn't, because it wasn't really an authentic loss. A lot of people, and myself included,
Do you think he lost the fight?
No, I thought he won the fight. But these things happen. This is boxing. Plus, Manny Pacquiao's old now. You've got to be realistic. He's not this young, quick whippersnapper anymore. And when we're saying, like, where we're going to rate Manny Pacquiao's great welterweights, I wouldn't necessarily call him a great welterweight. He's a 8-divisional world champion. So to say at Manny Pacquiao at his best, we like to say, if I want to romanticize with things, I would say, like, when he was down at junior welterweight, that was the best Manny Pacquiao. The guy who demolished Ricky Hatton with that horrible arcing, was it like an overhand shot? That to me was the best Manny Pacquiao. I wouldn't say that Manny Pacquiao is going to be above Sugar Ray Leonard. I wouldn't say he's above Sugar Ray Robinson. Peak Oscar De La Hoya, I think, would have given him a run. Floyd Mayweather beat him, but he's still up there. But I think when you say, I think pound for pound, he's an all-time great. But to say a great welterweight, then I could beg to differ.
What do you think, Conor?
I was shocked when I heard that he lost. I was like,
do you know Horn? Because you was out in Australia for a while.
Vaguely, and you know, I thought when the fight was, they said, "Oh, this fight's going to happen." I thought everyone was just joking.
Yeah.
Do you know, I thought like this fight ain't happening, and you know, then to hear he lost, you know, I was absolutely shocked. 'Cause I really do rate Pacquiao, although I think he should have won personally. But you know, everyone has their opinions. But no, I don't think so. I think he's still an all-time great to me. Yeah. You know, to come from the Philippines and come where he comes from and achieve what he's achieved, you know, I think it's unbelievable.
Elio Not-Ariani, if I've pronounced that right. Spencer said on Toe to Toe that Pacquiao v Horn was a joke, like Mayweather v McGregor. Does this mean McGregor now has a chance in that fight?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't mean that McGregor's got a chance in a fight. These things happen. This is boxing. That's what I'm trying to say to you. It's boxing. End of the day, Jeff Horn didn't win the fight on the weekend. He got given a gifted decision, right? And it's not just me, but you got studious eyes on the sport like Stephen A. Smith that have said no, like Teddy Atlas, who I respect. He didn't win the fight. But what I am saying is this: McGregor has still no chance of beating Floyd Mayweather, but it's a two-horse race, anything can happen. But in my mind, I'm just being realistic, he doesn't have a chance. But is it a spectacle that I will go and buy? 100%. You could even charge me £200. I will pay you to watch that fight. I'm being real. I want to see that fight. That is it.
Conor, what are your thoughts on Mayweather-McGregor? Is it a farce or not?
I think Mayweather take him to school. Like,
You play with him.
Like, there is no point to the fight. There is no fight. Do you know what I mean? Mayweather would absolutely just play with him, you know, but all the people saying, oh, you know, it's a very equal fight. People are gullible. How can you believe that? He should beat so many world champions who just practically have been working for years and years and years and years on their
Can
hands.
I get a handshake there? Thank you very much.
And then you got McGregor, who's doing all this business. Listen, I like McGregor, don't get me wrong.
All that, is he? All that.
He'd get a pasting.
Alex Berry at Alex G. Berry, disgusted to hear Buglioni's corner calling for low blows. Should he be banned from the corner for a period? Spencer, we were talking about this before we came in.
Yes, this guy, what's his name, Patena or whatever his name is. This guy should be banned from boxing, or unless a very, very strong fine brought onto him from the British Border Control. Two things I didn't like. Right, Don Charles is a well-respected, paid his dues in the game trainer. He's paid his dues. He's taken a guy from obsolete nothing to become a British, Commonwealth, European champion and challenge for a world title. And then you've got these Johnny-come-lately guys in the corner telling now punch him low, go low. Did you see that? It was like, punch him low. What kind of foolishness is this? That man should seriously, I hope that you get a serious fine from the Border Control, if not like a suspension sentence placed on your head, because you should not be working in the corner and you should be not speaking over a top trainer like Don Charles. That is disgraceful. I think I said my piece.
That's deep, yeah.
Right, Conor, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I think there should be, you know, a fine or something. You can't, you know, it's your cornerman. You can't be going in there saying, you know, do all these low blows, you know, just like headbutts and all that. You know, you got to keep the sport clean, and you know, yeah, there should be a fine for that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all for this week. Join us next week for more #Toe to Toe, or look at iTunes for the podcast.
Enjoy Sky Sports Live on all screens, on the go, and the best bits on demand.